Yo.
Oh.
You're back.
So are you.
We're both back.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. Yes.
Yes, we are back.
So that is that. We're back.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say. Rusty.
Rusty. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Life keeps getting in the way.
Yes.
You're calming down, though. Now that the summer's over, there's less light in the evenings. You want to do stuff in the evenings, like indoor stuff in the evenings more. So...
Yes. Sorry, I remembered that my sister sent me a story idea. And
you just needed to get it up.
I need to get it up.
You're just getting it up for me.
That's what she said. Right.
Cheap jokes still exist on this podcast.
Right.
He's Angus.
He's George.
This is Start for 10.
This is Start for 10. And what have you been up to in this long period of time?
Not a massive amount. House stuff. Yeah, lots of DIY. We're so very nearly there now.
Good.
It's
I'm glad to hear
exciting.
that.
It is exciting.
Very good. Yeah.
It's draining.
Good.
But it's good. You've been doing...
I'm 1 year older.
Yes.
I'm more wise. As you can probably tell from my voice, I sound more wise.
It sounds deeper.
Do you think?
Yeah, well, you're older, aren't you?
Oh. Deep.
Yes. Deep and meaningful.
And then, yeah. I've been to Dublin.
Which is cool.
Been to Senan on a way for a little holiday.
Which is somewhere everyone should go once in their life.
Yeah, down to the end of the world, end of the UK.
Yep.
And it's incredible down there. Amazing.
Yes, I can vouch.
Went to the Minnock Theatre. That's a pretty cool place, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I've actually never been, which is
amazing.
Probably an oversight.
You should go.
It used to be on one of the BBC One intro things.
Oh yeah,
if you remember.
I think it did.
The stone seating.
I think the beach was called Porthcurno.
Porthcurno, yeah.
Maybe, and Porthcurno Beach. Yeah.
Yes, I still haven't been there.
Porthcurno Beach. The sea is very clear, and the sand is very white. And it looks like something off the Thompson brochure. It's incredible down there.
And it's in the UK.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it?
We do have a habit of overlooking how incredible this country is.
Big time.
Given
Massively.
the right conditions.
Yeah, but the sad thing is that you can't guarantee the conditions, so then I guess we have to look further afield. But amazing, and the Minnock Theatre is itself quite a feat that it's even there.
Oh, it's incredible, yeah.
And the fact it stays there.
Yep.
Like, it was literally an old lady who just dug it there.
I don't know the history.
Turns out, yeah.
I can hear hum.
Yeah, I can hear a bit of a hum. I think it might be on this one.
Humding.
Oh, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
It's gone. So, carry on. An old lady dug it there, did she?
Yeah, kind of. She was just like hosting, not pantomimes, but one up from that, like productions. And then on a farm, and then they suddenly decided that they wanted a better location, so she decided to dig it into the edge of a cliff.
Oh, right. See, I thought it was much older.
No, it's pretty incredible though. The lady is called
Minnock.
No, she's not called
Trelawney Minnock.
She is called Rowena Cade.
Oh, okay. Right.
And it was after the First World War. She built she bought a house for herself and her mother for £100 down there. And a local group of players were holding Shakespeare Midsummer Night's Dream. So she offered the garden of her house a suitable location. And then her and her gardener started to shape the hillside into more seating, and it became more and more
yeah, I see how it
purpose built, and
yep.
it's just developed into what it is now, which is literally incredible. It looks like something from CGI. It doesn't.
You're
look
sat
real.
right on the edge of the cliff, aren't you?
It does look a bit like it's very much like Game of Thronesy.
Yeah.
Where's all that filmed?
Croatia,
yeah, like Dubrovnik cliffs falling into the sea, blue sea. Amazing, very cool. Yeah, so that's that. Quite enjoyed that. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to report.
No, I don't either. It's back to normal for me. Just don't really do anything.
Good. That's what we like to hear. Yeah. Right, should we? You can talk about your beer.
Oh yeah, I've got beer.
I'm drinking Ribena tonight. I've overdone it. I've eaten too much gammon. You know, like I've eaten a gammon chop at dinner time
Mm-hmm.
with some potatoes. I'll talk to you about my dinner.
Yeah,
then
talk.
instead.
Well, you need the music
Um,
to introduce this segment.
yeah, I had too much gammon steak. What are you drinking?
Theakston's Old Peculiar. A
Yeah.
bingo caller who's lost his will for life.
Yeah, I had too much gammon steak. I had
What did you have it with?
little new potatoes that I chopped into slices
Yes.
and then covered in rosemary, salt and pepper, and oil,
Yes.
and then fried them up, like kind of did them in the oven,
Nice.
and had it with
Like,
pineapple.
What do they call that? Something. Oh, what's it called when you do potatoes like that? Can't think.
Tasty potatoes.
Nice, yeah.
Very
rosemary
nice.
potatoes.
But I've just overeaten. That's my excuse. That's why I'm not having beer.
I've got Theakston's Old Peculiar, which is a very
But if
nice
I was, but if I was to be drinking, I'd be drinking
Yes.
Guinness.
beer.
right now.
Yeah, you're on Guinness now.
I'm a Guinness man.
You're converted.
One, as Moldy said at a party the other day, one night on the Guinness,
Yeah, it does.
one night on the Leprechaun's Poison,
It
and
does
you're
it.
in.
It does it. I was the same.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of it now.
Although it's terrible in this country, so I
No,
don't bother.
you see, I'm not going
It's
to
alright
buy
on
that.
draft. It's alright on draft.
Yeah, it tastes totally different on draft.
Cans
then.
are horrendous.
No.
Don't even do it. No, don't drink
don't-
it. Buy bottles.
Oh, don't give me
no,
that.
Can Guinness is terrible. Don't kid yourself. It's awful. Just buy it out a bottle or don't bother drinking it. Which is basically what I do. Which is don't drink it.
All right.
Draft's nice. Proper draft is nice. Not extra
What you can do, you
cold.
can get a pump
All
put
that
in at home.
Rubbish. Draft or bottles. The only
Actually,
way.
weirdly, speaking about getting a pump put in at home, I found this thing yesterday online.
Do we want to know?
Yes. Which I guess you would describe as the ultimate thing for a lad pad, really. And it was called the Blade. And it looks like a posh coffee machine. And it's essentially a countertop draft
Amazing.
beer machine.
And you put a keg inside
and
it.
you buy a bit like a water dispenser for an office.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
what it looks
buy
like.
8 litres of Heineken to go in it. Or 8 litres of Birra Moretti.
Nice.
It's quite steep, this
So it's an in-house draft.
system. The starter bundle for the Birra Moretti is, which consists of the machine to vend it from, 16 litres of the beer and 24 glasses, which I don't know where you keep 24 Birra
That's
Moretti.
quite a
That's
few.
too many glasses. And it sets you back £500. It's quite an expensive way of having beer
It's
at home.
not too bad, though. I was thinking it was going to be thousands.
Yeah, but if you're going to spend thousands, surely you could just get an actual pub home.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You could just have gases.
Yeah, you
put
could.
in.
You could just have a proper pump put in.
Yeah,
However they work.
yeah.
Or get on lager, I suppose.
With
It's
lagers, you'd need
pressurised,
gases and
isn't it?
stuff, wouldn't you?
beer is just hand pulled,
Yeah,
I presume.
it is hand pulled. Yeah, so that's.
But yeah, so I'm on Theakston's Old Peculiar, which is lovely.
It's very dark,
It is. It's dark and fruity. Cherries. And crisps, obviously.
and the standard crisps.
Yes, sort of vinegar.
Yes, right, and I actually sent you a. Right, should we get started?
Yes.
I sent you a story
Yes.
that I thought we were going to use, and now
It's going to be a blast.
And I've got an alternative story that my
Oh.
sister sent me, so you can take your pick.
Oh my god.
Take your pick. What do you want?
Oh,
you want-
do AB? No, I don't want to know what the second one is. Do AB, right?
The second one is-
them. No, I don't want to know what it is. I don't want to know. Keep it to yourself.
Okay.
So A and B them in your head.
Yeah.
B.
Right. That's that. Then we're doing the topless woman who's been killed leaning out of a car window in the Dominican Republic.
Oh my god.
Sadly, this is an audio format, the podcast. So, there's a video here, which viewers may find disturbing. Let's go through the audio. She's out the window, driving along. She's out to her waist.
It's pixelated.
Yeah, but she's
not.
about to hit her. Oh,
It goes black. Nothing. You don't see anything.
yeah, but I think we
So
all
she
know.
died.
Oh, she did.
Wow. What happened? Did she hit a car or something? Coming the other way, or a train or something?
Yeah.
What's the story?
Let's just read the story.
Oh dear.
Let me just compose myself.
This is when teachers and parents told you not to hang your head out the window. There was a reason.
A Russian woman has died in the Dominican Republic after a car accident which involved her hanging her head out of the window on the passenger side while the driver recorded her on a mobile phone. Natalia Borandina, 35, Moscow, had taken her bikini off and was playing up to the camera, hauling her top half out of the car window while a friend was driving. She is out to her waist. To the waist, like all the way out.
Properly out.
The shocking video sees the mother of one letting her upper body hang out. You think that's it?
Oh my God.
Hanging out of the moving car before she hits a lamppost.
A lamppost?
A lamppost. I'm going to estimate that she's driving. Oh no, that's a different video. I reckon they're going quite quick.
She must have been leathered, surely. She has an 8-year-old son. I've just got the story up.
Oh man.
35, on holiday in the Dominican Republic with her 32-year-old friend, female friend. She was rushed to hospital, but died.
Friends said that her family are aware of her appalling death. Good, because the Daily Mail have published it now.
A Russian newspaper reported the woman was having fun demonstrating her naked breasts while her companion drove the car. Do you reckon that's a lost in translation situation?
I believe that might be lost in translation.
They are quite a poetic languaged country, though, aren't they?
Fairly.
She was having fun demonstrating her naked breasts.
It's quite weird on the Daily Mail how they've just got like a big black bar across her chest. It's odd. It's a very odd story.
That's really sad, but why would you do that?
She playfully sticks her finger in her mouth and laughs at the camera, but within seconds, the video shows impact. I'm sure I could probably find the video on Lively, but I don't think I need to see it. So then, any experiences of hanging your head out of car windows?
I haven't ever hung my head out of a car window. I have.
There was a while ago.
Car window, never a head.
There was a geezer who stuck his head out the Gatwick Express, wasn't there?
Oh my God. There was a British tourist who was killed in a mystery incident. Jack Camilleri.
Yeah, there was a railway fanatic has died on the Gatwick Express. Yeah, and he did the same thing. He was really into his railways. When
he hung his head out the window of the train? Yeah,
he was hanging out the window.
Well, why would you do that? Not very intelligent railway enthusiast.
Just to look out the window. And obviously, I imagine... I mean, the Gatwick Express is fast. You'd get cleaned up.
Nice.
It's one of those things, if you have an accident with a train accidents are sort of a bit like plane crashes. It never ends well.
No, it's not going to end well. They're travelling so fast.
You don't ever hear of anybody who's had a little shunt, do you?
Oh, that's awful. I really feel for her child.
I feel for her child more because she gets to watch the video of her naked mother.
And one day in the future,
in the future, she'll understand that her mother was topless, hanging out of a window, and she got hit on the head by a lamppost. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but I will continue to laugh.
Well, no, you're laughing because it's a stupid situation to be in. Well, there is a lesson to be learnt, isn't there? Don't ever hang your head out of a window of a moving car.
No, your head is fine. Let's retract that. It's fine to hang your head out of a moving car. It is not fine to hang out to your waist out of a moving car.
It's not even... That is terrible advice.
She's a meat.
The advice here is not to hang any part of your body out of a car.
No! I'll take that back. How are you supposed to adjust your wing mirror?
That's true. In a moving vehicle. In a fast-moving vehicle.
In a fast-moving vehicle, it is okay to stick your head or hand out of a window.
No, it isn't.
Starter for 10 do not recommend to stick your entire torso out of the vehicle.
Oh my God.
Official advice.
So do you have any stories to tell of sticking limbs out of a window then?
No, the best I've got with that is obviously the dude on the train. I was nearly killed by a train once.
How?
I was
walk out in front of it?
No, I was a level crossing.
Oh no. Not a level crossing story.
It was no, it was it's not really even a level crossing. It's one of those like footpath crossings.
Oh yeah.
And I was carrying my bike.
Is this down near Starcross?
Yeah.
Or near Powdram?
And I carried my
Brutal.
bike over. And I lifted mine and my family's bikes over to one side of the fence to then to walk them over. And I walked the bikes over. And I had 3... So there was like a fence, 3 bikes, me, then the train tracks. And the like London Express comes through there, which
It
I've
toots
actually
when it's
been...
on its way.
I've actually been on that train. It's one of those ones with the things on the seats, like a screen.
It's a
With
fast
the
train.
GPS, it's going like 90 mile an hour there. It's fast.
train.
It's well fast. And yeah, mum and dad are on the other side of the railway tracks.
And you got caught.
So they suddenly lose sight of me because there's a 90 mile an hour train going past, and my coat was flapping. I'm convinced to this day I think my coat touched the train. I'm not sure. I've tried to repress the memory and push it to the back of my head as it was quite traumatic.
You're facing away from the train.
Facing away from the train. Just holding onto the bikes for grim death. It was pretty bad, actually. It'll never happen
They
now.
have since changed that
They
crossing.
have since changed. Yeah, there's a bridge.
Changed that crossing, yeah.
It's wonderful. There's a bridge there. Nobody will ever have to go through the
No, they won't.
same problem as I did. Yeah, horrible. Weirdly.
Why they have crossings over railways, it's beyond me.
You got to get the people over, haven't you?
Yeah, well, build a bridge.
Too much money.
Well, it's still crazy.
Well,
Trains toot, though, when they're on the way to a crossing. If you ever hear a train randomly tooting,
it means there's a crossing.
it's a crossing there. Because in Exminster,
Mm.
throughout the day, you hear... Just...
Oh,
What's going on there? But yeah, there's a crossing. No one ever uses it, but there's one there. So
But
they
they
have
have
to
to do
toot
it.
every single time.
do you reckon there's like a little signpost that says like toot your horns?
It could just be automatic.
It just says honk if you're horny. And they, every train driver.
Could just be
I
automatic.
really liked the vision that instead of it being like a button, it's like a
It's
proper
a l-
old school, like a chain that you pull.
That would be amazing.
That'd be
hope
be
so.
so good.
I mean, it probably isn't, though, is it? It's probably a really boring, like,
Yeah, it's just gonna be a switch.
little
isn't
push
it?
button.
A little button.
I quite like watching trains. Not spotting trains, watching trains. It's not that funny.
Sometime later.
I quite enjoy watching trains.
You're a train spotter.
No.
You are.
No, I have no idea about... I don't understand trains,
You
so
do.
I can't be a train spotter. Okay, fine. I like...
You stand on bridges and you
like,
catch the stuff in the jars.
I like standing on bridges and having the trains coming full pelt at you and underneath you. It's cool. It's
Do you not
invigorating. Staring right at the train as it flies past. I think you terrify the driver, though. That's the only thing. I feel sorry for the driver, because you're stood there at the top of the bridge as he's coming. He's probably thinking, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare.
Yeah.
Don't you ruin my day.
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you can stand on a bridge as a train goes by.
Dropping pennies.
No, I'm not dropping... derailing trains. If you hear of any local derailments, you know why.
There was a... Didn't there used to be a tiny little railway at... is it Bicton?
What? Bicton College?
Bicton Park, or whatever it's called. And somebody derailed the train by putting a stone on the track. Derailed
What, like
one
a Trago train?
Yeah, derailed one of those, like, small gauge railways. Miniature railways. And there was a sign that used to say, like, do not loiter or leave items on the track. You will derail the train.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I could think of nothing funnier than lining up
Watching it.
a stack of coins and derailing a tiny train
Oh, that's hilarious.
with a little man in a stupid hat on it.
Who sat on it like he's
Yeah.
on a child's, like,
Oh.
tricycle.
When I went to that weird Christmas attraction last year, I was filming
yeah.
at that weird Christmas attraction. There was a tiny little train there.
Do they have
and
a
there
train there, do they?
was- Yeah, and there was a man, and he was like, had to pretend he was excited about it, and I was just like, oh, I don't know how he does it. I literally don't know how you could do it as a person.
Because they love it.
They obviously don't love it.
Because it pays beer money.
Yeah, you'd want it to pay more than beer money.
Whiskey money.
Yeah. I've just turned a fan on. I hope it doesn't, like, wreck the entire recording.
It'll be fine.
Because I'm too hot now. I
He's-
spent 8 minutes coughing.
It's our biggest fan.
He is our biggest fan. Yeah. Actually, weirdly, I had a few people asking me when were we going to come back.
Oh, well.
And I
Right
said,
now.
and they didn't say, "Oh, come back, I want to hear." They were like, "Even if it wasn't you, I missed that podcast,"
No.
which is very kind.
They are kind words.
Thanks for being kind to us.
Thank you. We, it's people do still listen to it, the old episodes. I don't know who, but
Yeah, weird.
if you've been listening to old episodes and that's all you'd ever heard, here is a new episode. I hope you are enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I feel clunky, but yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. What was the other news story?
Oh, this is
Because people will want to know. It'll.
Oh, that's going to bug people. They won't know. This is
I
also.
think I'm just going to say before we start, this podcast is about to blow up.
Oh, do you think so? This is news that a bomb squad have been asked to go and detonate an unexploded World War II bomb at a Dartmoor farm. But it's not just any Dartmoor farm. It's Ullacombe Farm Shop, which is a farm shop, which is where you go for a hungover breakfast on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Or it's like a little tea room.
Coffee and cake.
This isn't just some bloke's farm that they found a bomb.
No, it's a
The story gets
place
better.
you visit.
The bomb was found at Ullacombe, and the manager of the farm said it had once been used as a doorstop. So said bomb had actually been used. The grandparents are the owners of the site originally.
Yeah.
And they'd used this bomb as a doorstop for as long as they could remember.
What I want to know is how they came upon this.
It's a
bomb.
proper shell. Like, there's a picture of it here, and it looks like
the
a
Navy
bomb.
blew it up, didn't they?
Like how you'd imagine a bomb to look. It looks like a...
Yeah, like something that came out of an
Come out
airplane.
of the sky, yeah.
It can't be World War II.
It says it's World War II.
No, I mean, it couldn't have been dropped in World War II, surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
I don't think there wouldn't have been any raids around then. Do you reckon it's just come off the moor as like a training thing or something? They've just picked it up while on the moor.
Well, I mean, if somebody's using it as a doorstop, they could have collected it from anywhere.
I bet that's what it was.
Because bombs do wash up around here.
Beaches quite often.
Beaches quite often. There was
It's the channel, isn't it?
There was a
I presume. I mean, I assume.
There was a good one the other day where there was underneath one of those ice cream stalls in Exmouth. There was a really high tide that washed away loads of dunes, and as the tide came out, then they realised it had uncovered a bomb that had been under a chip shop for like as many years as anyone could. Obviously, since it landed there. So it's they probably found it.
Probably more likely to have been dropped by a plane.
Yeah, and it's just landed in the
outside
sand.
Exeter. Either a mission or them just dropping their load on the way back.
I don't really know much about like bombing runs of Exeter.
Well, Exeter was quite heavily bombed during the war. Fairly, not as much as Plymouth.
Plymouth was like flattened.
But obviously Plymouth was a
port
key naval base. Newton Abbot was fairly heavily bombed.
That's a shame. Should have carried on, finished the job.
Because of the railway. Because they used to fix trains there, I think, and there was like a stop before carrying on down to Plymouth.
Fun fact about Newton Abbot Railway. The section between Newton Abbot Railway Station and like Torquay is one of the steepest sections of track in the whole UK.
Oh, really?
That is why Newton Abbot Station has so many platforms.
Yeah.
Because they used to pull in extra trains to steam them up, to get them fired up, ready to do the big hill.
Really? Because I've known that it's a key station.
Because it went past...
Lots of reasons.
The station went past Dad's quarry, one of the old quarries he used to manage. And he used to get losers going in on Saturday mornings to
watch the trains
go
go
and
up
watch
the hill.
the trains. But they'd want to stand on that hill because that was when the trains were like as hard as they'll ever be. For some, it's like if you wanted to watch a car go past, you'd watch it when it was going its fastest. That's what they do. You'd watch a train working as hard as you could. Whatever floats your boat. If you're going to stand on there with your anorak.
Whatever steams your train.
Yeah. Well, you like trains. You already said you're into trains.
I'm not into trains.
You are. You're definitely going to be a train spotter.
I don't like trains. They're really boring.
I don't mind travelling on a train.
No, they're quite good to travel on. They're quite smooth.
Yeah, and you can walk about.
Yeah, but no, I don't.
When I was flying to Dublin the other day, I clocked this. I'm amazed by how little You'd think in a plane it would be dead smooth or massive movements. But it's not. It kind of rumbles and shakes along, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which you'd find really hard to believe over something that size.
But it's all the air resistant, surely.
No, it's not. It's like differences in pressure.
Oh, yeah.
And it's and it's also like, I think it's something to do with it's all to do with like the it's what my granddad used to do. I think stress on the wings. 'Cause obviously the wings bend to allow for this stuff so it smoothens the ride a bit, I guess. Yeah. But I find it really interesting that essentially the plane never really stops moving. You kind of like bounce along the whole time.
They are worrying, aren't they, planes? It
is quite disconcerting. And obviously, when we went to Dublin, we went on with propellers.
Yeah.
And they are quite alarming.
I've never been on a plane with propellers.
It's the same as a jet one, really.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's just as fast. The acceleration's still pretty violent.
Yeah.
I would thought it would be a slower ramp to get up to speed, but no, it fully kicks. When they turn them on, when they turn those bad boys on, it goes.
But isn't all that's in a turbine are just propellers, aren't they? Within a turbine? But multiple?
No, you're compressing and all sorts of stuff.
I don't know anything about the science behind it.
About how a jet engine works.
No.
Probably not one to dabble in then, to try and... if you're trying
Explain it.
If you're trying to tell me that essentially a jet engine is just a propeller in a toilet roll tube, you are wrong. if that's what you were heading to,
that was not where I was heading.
You are wrong.
What I did learn about planes though recently, which you might not know, and as I've already told you and already discussed on this pod, which I might have already done. You know that you have little engines in the back of planes. You often see
a turbine that powers the generator.
Yeah,
for all the plane.
Yeah, it produces electricity for the plane.
Yeah, a jet engine relies on.
If you just Google jet engine for dummies.
No, I remember. I remember how it works.
You remember by looking on the screen. Yeah,
I know how it works.
Everyone remembers by reading. Yeah,
but no, what it works with is a fan that pushes into it. Compresses
it's a turbine,
it into a tube.
Yeah, a turbine in a toilet roll tube. Yeah,
multiple fans.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Into a low pressure shaft.
Into a small
combustion chamber.
Toilet roll tube.
So there's a combustion chamber halfway through that then comes out a higher pressure out the back than in the front, obviously.
Wow. So it's like a turbine in a toilet roll tube that forces air into a kitchen roll tube.
No, into a smaller tube.
Yeah, so a kitchen
into
roll
a Smartie tube.
Oh, so even smaller than a kitchen roll tube.
It starts off at a toilet roll.
Then it goes through a kitchen roll.
Goes down into a Smartie roll.
And then a Smarties.
And then in the Smarties, there's an explosion. There's combustion in there. To then, as it gets out, to come bigger again.
What's combusting in the Smarties tube? Gas? Or just air?
Jet fuel.
Oh, okay.
That's the engine.
Oh, right.
Jet fuel.
Oh, I see. So it's a combustion engine, but they're forcing air through it to aid combustion, or?
Well, yeah, because that's how it works, I think.
I'll have to look it up.
Or maybe I'm massively wrong here. Fan, compressor, combustor, turbine, mixer, nozzle is the order it goes in.
There are going to be people here who know, listening to this, who know
Who's
going to
understand? Who's going to know how the jet engine works? I remember, because once I had an apprenticeship for 2 days.
You did?
A jet engine manufacturer, which is why I do know a
that why you're an
bit
expert?
About it. I'm not an expert, am I? I have to bloody Google it.
What was the order of things again?
At no point did I confess to being an expert on the jet
engines.
The order was fan, compressor, combustor, turbine, mixer, nozzle.
Well remembered.
And I don't know much more about it, but I know that you don't want to stand near the front of one.
Or the back of one.
You know that place where they hold onto the fence and get blown back where the runway comes in?
No.
It's like the world's most dangerous airport, and the airport comes in, and it's literally on the end of the runway is a road that goes along it, and there's a fence, and members of the public stand there as the planes come in, and they obviously get blown back.
Oh, that sounds
great.
great.
Have to hold on
just
to the
like
fence.
Doing a thing on with the trains on the bridge.
Yeah, except this is the other day.
Like much more.
It's
powerful.
really famous, that place. Surely you've heard of it.
Isn't it like St. Lucia or something?
Yeah, and they stand there.
It's in the Caribbean, isn't it?
Yeah. So you wait for a plane to go down to the end of the runway, and as it turns on its jets to start going down...
Is it right where the beach is there?
So
is it St. Lucia?
Yeah, so as the plane's at the end of the runway, ready to make its takeoff away from you. You stand behind it, it turns on the fans, and then you get blown away across the road. Well, the other day, it was some woman got blown across the road, hit her head on the curb, and died.
Oh, God, what is all with all these deaths?
It's a death special.
I'm
I don't
looking it
know.
up.
I don't know how I would find which.
I'm googling it. Terrifying.
You can't Google. That's a bad search term.
Terrifying. Oh, I can't.
I can
spell.
find it quicker.
I know you can. You've got the bloody laptop.
Airport where planes fly over beach.
Terrifying airport landing.
Caribbean airport, Princess Juliana.
Where is it though? What island? Oh yeah, I see. It's come up here.
Saint Martin.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, I see.
It's pretty wild.
What? Where the airport, the runway is like
Well, the airport's been destroyed
width of
now.
the... Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Hurricane Irma. That one the other day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I guess it's probably coming back to something now, but it was pretty bad here by the video.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, so there's people getting blown away by the...
I know that there was a runway, there's a airport, again I might have said this before, there's an airport on a island, on a Scottish island, in the west, and you can fly there I think from Exeter, but the times change depending on the tide,
Do you literally
because you land on the beach.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because there's no
Sure
runway.
You can go there from Exeter.
I'm pretty sure, because why else would I have found out about it without looking up, like, flights?
Exeter has some only...
So they fly there, like, once a week.
I forgot
but
to tell
the
you something I
time
did get quite
changes.
addicted to during our time between the last time we've recorded.
Guinness?
Planes Live, the app. I've become
Planes Live.
fully addicted to the
Was
app.
that like Flight Radar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
Planes Live. And I've also become, which I think is
You
more...
seen one drop
worrying.
off yet?
No, I haven't seen any drop off, but
Oh.
I've also become addicted to another one as well that is called Find Ship, which, as
Wow.
you can imagine, you can stand at the coast and go on the Find Ship app, and I can tell you the names of all the boats in
Well,
the
that's
bay.
the same as like Flight Radar.
Exactly,
You put it in the sky.
but for ships.
Wow, you're a cool guy.
And I can tell you which way they're heading and how fast they're going, how much they're carrying.
That's quite interesting.
It was, to be fair, it was quite useful down in somewhere like Sennan Cove. Like
Lots
off
of-
the end
lots
there's
of
loads
ships.
of ships down there. Whereas it's not so exciting off Teignmouth.
Teignmouth. You do get the odd one though.
I had a look today and there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
There was a while back, a few years ago, which I don't think it was, well, obviously it wasn't Brexit, but it was the recession, when there was just like 20 boats parked up there waiting for work.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
All the like container ships basically had nothing to do, so they just parked them up in the bay.
Teignmouth is, I think, fairly used, isn't it? No, I have no idea what
As a
for.
port.
Yeah.
China ball clay.
Is that what it is? Is it? Yes. They ship it out from there.
Yeah, because
They've always shipped it from there.
because
For
that clay, you can only get it in
years.
3 parts in the world.
Sure.
The clay in Kingston, the clay pits that we drive past and have
That's
driven
why they're
past
still there,
for
presumably.
years and years and years, and always just thought it was just it's just some clay pit. The clay there, it only exists in like 3 places.
What
in
do
the
they
world.
use it for?
All sorts, toothpaste,
Nice.
weird stuff. It's like a very specialist and very high demand product.
What else do they use it for?
I can't remember.
Oh.
My dad's the man to ask about this.
Go get him.
I don't think he'll appreciate being tagged in. He listens to the podcast when he's in his car. He'll just be shouting.
He'll be
at it.
shouting it at us.
Go on,
But you need
we'll
to-
leave you. If you shout loud enough, everyone will hear you. There you go. He told us the answer there.
You have to ask him and we can tell people next week.
Yeah, yeah, there's a place here up the road from us here in South Devon, one in North Devon, and one somewhere else in the world.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
I know that they carried it down to Teignmouth and shipped it out from there. I knew that.
Yeah, well, see, it goes loaded onto the boats there. So they have to keep the channel really deep there. But some pretty big boats come in and out of Teignmouth.
Yeah, really big.
Really big. Considering the size of the town and the hole in the... I say the hole, the gap in the river, the estuary.
Yeah.
Big boy. Big boats.
Teignmouth's quite interesting, though. It was very popular in the Victorian times.
Was it?
There's some great photos of before they built the sea defences, where the beach just comes straight up to the grass.
To the town.
Yeah, and the grass, and then it's the town. Then you just got those rows of houses. So those houses,
used to look at the sea.
Just used to go straight down to the beach, yeah.
Oh,
Or the
yeah.
pier, obviously. You know that a place was relatively fancy, though, if it had a pier.
Yeah.
So
Well, the pier's gone downhill.
the pier is about to collapse into the sea, I think.
Yeah, but it's always... I said this the other day. I think it's always looked like it was going to collapse into the
I
sea.
think it's worse now. I went past there the other day and I was thinking...
Yeah, but you know, with all those, like, the supports just look like they're going everywhere at the end.
Yeah.
It's been like that as long as I can remember.
It has, it's true. It still looks risky as...
Well, do you remember there used to be a roller coaster on the end of it?
It did.
Jesus!
Well, I think it's still there.
It's not. It's not there anymore.
You can't go on it.
You can't go on the pier.
No, but I think it's still there.
You're not allowed. The roller coaster's been taken away, and you're not even allowed.
No,
Like
you're not allowed.
on the end of the pier.
You can see the structure though, like where they've supported and then they've stopped, and it's just like falling away. There's just like poles holding the thing up.
But the poles are just like a total mishmash.
Yeah, it looks horrendous.
It looks like a.
I think that'll go. I think that'll fall in the sea one day.
Are you willing it to fall into the sea?
No, I'm not willing it to, but I think it will.
You're willing it in. Was the pier on what's that Jamie Oliver show? And he cooks.
Oh
on the
yeah,
pier.
not Brighton.
Oh. It'd be quite nice if somebody built that on the end of
No,
Timoth.
it wasn't Bournemouth.
It's
Oh
not
no, it was not Snow. It was I know, it was up north.
Yeah.
Up north.
Skegness.
Skegness? No, it wasn't Skegness, was it?
I don't know. I'm literally
Somewhere
just
up
naming
there. I know the
towns.
one you mean though. I remember the show.
It wasn't a very good show, really. I don't really like Jamie Oliver.
No, it was alright.
Took
Jamie
away,
and
took
Jimmy,
Away,
wasn't
took
it?
away my turkey Twizzlers.
Yeah, I bloody love turkey Twizzlers.
They were real good, weren't
I
they?
don't care what they're made of.
Yeah,
It tasted great.
they did taste good.
You must
I
still be able to
remember-
buy those in Iceland. or
You
something.
can't. And I remember we looked at this before on the pod, and
Did we?
Bernard Matthews has basically ceased production.
Nah, someone
Bernard
still
Matthews
makes them.
took a massive hit in their turkey products because of Jamie Oliver.
They also had bird flu there once, didn't they? In the turkey meat. So I'm looking it up. Someone's got to produce turkey Twizzlers, or there's got to be a recipe for them.
What's it going to be like? 6% turkey bone.
The humble turkey Twizzler. Oh, even the look of them.
I remember if you went into lunch second in primary school, if you were the second bunch
You
called
get
in,
extra
at the end
Twizzlers.
of like, so obviously lunch would finish at 1:30. If you were still in the hall at 1:20, and you sat there, and you know that thing kids do when they try and get their hand up higher than anyone else's, and sit there with their legs tightly clamped together, I would sit there like doing my best, most well-behaved boy impression, so that someone would give me 6 chips and an extra turkey Twizzler.
Well, when we were in year 6, you could be one of the people to tidy up the lunchroom, the lunch hall. And if you were that person,
You just have
you'd get leftovers.
unlimited Twizzlers.
Whatever was left over, if there were turkey Twizzlers left over, they were all yours.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did I not get on that programme?
Yeah, I was there. I did it.
Did you used to be a piano monitor as well?
No, I
used
never
to
did that.
Push Miss Gill's piano
No,
out.
I was talking to Jazz about this the other day, though. Do you remember we used to have the candle
The candle.
monitor or whatever? The guy who used to blow out the candle and take it back.
Carry
To
the
the- carry the
ridiculously sized candle.
The big, like, church-style candle.
They're probably still burning the same one that we had in school.
Probably. Used to
20
take it
years
back to
on,
the
they
thing.
still got the same...
We used to just dip our fingers in the wax and
Oh.
let it harden on your finger.
Oh, that was bad.
Do you remember that?
Wasn't it? I look back on primary school now, and I really wish... I think of all the ways I could con the system. Like, I remember you said just go and get a meal ticket, and there was nothing stopping you queuing twice. Why didn't I queue twice?
Because you weren't supposed to.
I know. And why didn't I just go and do it anyway?
I never had meals at school, so I never...
Oh, you're a packed lunch kid.
I was packed lunch.
I used to do a mixture.
I never had meals, because we always ate at home, so I never needed a
I ate
lunch.
at home as well. I was a keg. I was a big belly boy.
I never did it. Christmas?
My mum made...
Let's have Christmas
Obviously, I
lunch.
have different dietary requirements because of my health condition.
Yeah.
My mum made a damn good attempt at making me morbidly obese. And looking back
You were bigger at that age.
in
than this
hindsight,
age.
somebody at some point may have muttered the words to her that fat fights infection, which is the biggest load of balls ever. She lived and died by this phrase, and therefore interpreted that I should feed my son 8,000 calories a day. And I'd be like, I'd come in and she'd be like, do you want scones? 4 scones? 3 Mars
A whole
bars?
Battenberg.
Honestly, like, I used to like ring it for all it was worth. When I was in like year 8 and 9, I'd text her from the school bus, "Hey mum, do you fancy making some cakes?" And if I got my text in early enough, I could have warm cakes on the rack by the time I came in. From the text.
You're a horrible child.
I was just, I've got to make cake. I was just playing the system. I look back on it now, and all I was doing was just rinsing it for calories.
Awful.
I am fairly awful, yes.
I remember you eating a whole Battenberg on a daily basis.
It was angel slices. It was angel cake I used to eat.
No, it was a bloody Battenberg.
No, it was
pink. It was a pink and yellow one. It was Battenberg.
Pink, white, and yellow. Angel. It was an angel cake.
You used to just eat the whole thing and like a whole box of Jaffa cakes.
Oh yeah, easy.
And 2 cheese toasties at lunch. Crazy person. Just eat so much. Impressive though.
Do you think it was impressive?
Yeah. Yeah, more than anyone else.
But my lunches became a problem at there because I would eat for the hour. So when you had an hour's break, I would spend an hour eating. And I couldn't eat any faster.
And 20 minutes walking.
Yeah.
Not burning off the calories.
No, not even getting near it. God, we had some good walks, didn't we?
It was a really good place for walks. Really,
up in
really good.
That weird little office in the Team Valley.
Yeah, above, next to the garden centre.
And we'd walk like past the weird train guy.
Yeah, the railway place.
The railway place.
Yeah. Through the woods where all the Christmas trees had got too big and no one wanted them.
Yeah.
Because they used to grow their own Christmas trees.
And
they still do.
But they had like... They also grew conifers and weird stuff.
Yeah,
like,
they had full conifers.
Yeah, if you wanted... And bamboo.
Bamboo grows crazy anyway.
I know, but it was like they'd almost intentionally tried to grow it to harvest it.
It was a nursery, wasn't it?
In lines, but never got round to...
Rather than a garden centre, it was a nursery, so they grew stuff.
I'm sure they obviously had the intention of growing stuff to harvest it, but never got round to actually
What
doing
they're going to do with those conifers, I have no idea.
Yeah, they're like 60-foot tall, bushy green
massive.
conifers.
They're huge.
You have to get rid of those with like a digger or an explosion. That's how they have to get the roots out.
Yeah.
You have to cut them off, and if you want to get the root ball out, you have to use low-key explosives to blow the roots off.
Oh, hilarious. Yeah, I used to walk through those.
There was the man opposite started to dig this tree out of his front garden.
What, over there?
Yeah, and it took him best part of 3 weeks.
I'm not surprised.
The tree had been there for the entire time.
Why did he dig out a tree? Why would you even bother digging out a tree?
He moved into the house and he obviously didn't like the tree.
Cut it down.
He did cut it down.
You don't need to dig it out.
He wanted the stump gone.
Why? Just cut it really low.
He dug a hole in his garden.
Why?
He excavated the garden.
For God's sake.
And there was one point where he had a ratchet strap onto the tow bar of his car.
That's never going to work.
It's
never going to work.
pull the stump in the right direction. We could dig out underneath the stump. He was out there with a chainsaw and all these things, and all I was waiting for was to just hear a scream and an arm has come off, and he's lost a limb because he's like doing all these.
What kind of tree was it?
It was only like.
Was it big?
One of those ones which drops all the pink blossom.
Don't know.
At one time a year.
Don't know. A blossom tree.
Cherry blossom,
tree?
I think.
Cherry tree?
Might be a cherry blossom tree. It was fairly big, but I mean, it wasn't an oak. It was by no means. It wasn't like.
You probably wouldn't have been allowed to cut it down if it was an oak.
It wasn't a 200-year-old oak.
But why dig it up? Just
the guy though, he's one of those people who obviously loves a project.
Yeah.
And he gets his teeth into stuff, and whether it's renovating a Mini in his garage, or one of the worst things he's done recently is tried to learn to play the guitar.
Oh god.
He sits in his.
Are you gonna buy him some headphones?
I don't know what I'm gonna buy him. He sits in his garage playing this out of tune acoustic guitar.
Oh, it's acoustic.
It's like his wife sent him to the garage to do it. He's given up on that now because he's got a Mini that he's bought, and that's going to be his son's inheritance.
One of them.
He's a crackpot. He's an absolute crackpot.
He's one of them.
He is one of them. Right. Let me get my music.
That concludes the personal messages. We continue with music.
Right. That was a clunky episode of Start of a 10.
Yeah.
Because we've been away for 8 weeks.
Is that how long it's been?
Longer.
I don't remember.
Absolutely bloody ages. Right. We started at the news about a Russian woman who was hanging out of a window.
And who sadly died.
I'm not even sad about it. She had it coming.
Well, I suppose.
Then we got confused and then went back to the story about a bomb squad, man. We talked about a lot of weird stuff, really.
It was a blast.
It was a blast. I had a coughing fit. Sorry about that, everybody. I might leave it in its full glorified...
No, don't. Listen back to it, sound how horrible it is, and then make a decision.
3 minutes of gagging and going red. I don't know where it came from, to be honest.
Me just quietly sitting here like...
I've been brewing it all day, and I was holding a pint of Ribena over the top of my laptop as well. And I think George was obviously like, he's coughing so much,
he's gonna pass out.
He's gonna pass out. He's gonna spill the Ribena on the laptop. He's gonna spill it, and then he's like, I'll take the drink. I'll take the drink. There was a video the other day of that is the most accurate summary of my entire life. Right, the boys filmed of me, and it's me looking really happy, then exploding with coughing, and then like that was me in a nutshell. That's my life. Fun, then coughing.
And passing out sometimes.
Sometimes. Right, yeah. I don't think I've got anything else to cover.
That was start of 10.
That was start of a 10. We'll to a version.
Yes. He's Angus.
He's George.
That's the end of the show.
Is it a show?
Yeah, it's a show.
A broadcast?
Yeah, right, broadcast.
That's the end of this public service broadcast. So then, guys, remember, don't hang all the way out of a train. Only the head.
Or a car.
Only the head.
Or an aeroplane.
Yeah, and we'll catch you again next time.
Au revoir.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter or whatever, and yeah, nice one. Cool. Bye. Bye.
Whisper.
The sounds of silence.
Of silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping.
That'll do.